We begin with the short film, The Commuter, followed by the featured film, Destiny. All right. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to ask you all if you could please silence your cell phones. After the show, we're going to invite up the filmmakers for a brief Q&A, so please stick around for that and enjoy the show.
I'm Bella. I played Nikki.
Good job, man.
My name is Jalil. I played Lacey.
I'm Steve. I played Jeff. No booing.
I'm Kristen. I helped produce with Clarence.
I'm Ryan. I was a homeless guy.
I'm Anthony. I played the landlord.
My name is Frankie, and I played one of the guys in the truck that got killed.
And I'm his mama. I'm his mama.
There we go.
Yeah, come on up. You gotta get in there. So the first question that I have is, what inspired you to create this film? And then I guess for the actors, what really drew you to this project? So just go down the line.
Inspired because I had just made a pretty decently successful first feature, and I was waiting around for producers to find money for my other feature, and I thought, why do I want to do this? I want to make something and be creative, and I had these two separate stories. One was a music video idea, which was her story, and then one was just I was always curious about how people end up on the streets. And Philadelphia and all major cities have a lot of that as a major issue. So I kind of dove into these characters and put them together and made this thing, or this film. Again, it was, I needed to be creative. And so I called Mr. Jalil, who was in my first film, and we started there.
Awesome. And then what you did.
Well, it's not every day you come across a script like this. It doesn't always find you. It was one of the craziest things I have ever read in the best way possible. It's an honor to be a part of such a film that speaks for the art. And it was really an honor, so thank you.
Well, I'm just here to support my husband.
Brand new.
Brand new. But I remember when Clarence gave us the script, and I remember Joe being like, read it by yourself. And the end, I remember gasping, like, I kid you not. And I'm like, this is one for the books. This is about to, do some big things. And I feel like Clarence's mind is very complex, and you can see the artistry in this and how beautifully shot it is, which thanks to Eric. Eric is amazing.
I don't know why Eric's not
So yeah, it was my absolute pleasure to play his crackhead mama.
Would you talk about my mama like that? No, honestly, any opportunity to work with Clarence Fuller is an opportunity that I'm gonna take. So when Clarence called me, I'm sitting at work and he's like, yo, dude, you wanna make a film? And I'm like, hell yes. So that was pretty much all that I needed. But after reading the story, Lacey is a very complex character. He's got a lot of layers to him. I know a lot of it seems like he's just doing the same things over, but it's so much like packed into him keeping his composure throughout life and only having it come out in these specific moments. And I just thought it was very interesting to play a character who had so much challenges to face. So I was excited for that.
I agree. Clarence calls and says, let's burn a house down. The house is going down. But he sent me a text and goes, you want to read for a really weird part? And I'm in already. And then I read it and I'm like, oh my God. And it was just a pleasure of a lifetime.
All right.
What's whispering to some friends that Steve couldn't be a nicer guy, and I was like, he's so different than his character on screen, right? That's true acting chops right there.
Seriously.
I met Clarence actually through Jillian, the production designer, who couldn't be here because she's shooting Kitchen Nightmares right now, so she sends her love. But she worked on Clarence's first film, Signs of Love, and I got to see it, and I was so touched. And also, clap your hands for independent filmmaking.
Yes, absolutely.
We made this during the strike, we had this back and forth with like, should we do it? Do we need to wait? We had no idea how long the strike would last. And it was really about like pulling every resource, pulling every favor, pulling true talent with Eric, our DP, and Jalil, and Isabella, and Steve, and everyone here. Like I was looking there tonight and just thinking about what went into making this film, and I'm really just, we couldn't have done it without Clarence's vision and drive, and us going back and forth and problem solving, which is production just to begin with. And when I think about Clarence, and I just met some other producers like completely separate of Clarence who know him and work with him and just see in him what I do, which is real vision and something that the other, like he's creating stories that haven't been told and thinking outside of the box and being brave and courageous, and that's what attracted me to want to work with him, and I'm so grateful that I did, and then I got to meet all these amazing people, so thank you, Clarence.
Thank you.
All ahead.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm going to go ahead and jump on the Clarence gravy train. I missed out on his first film. My friend Woody calls me from the last premiere. He's like, "You're a fucking idiot." I'm like, okay. I missed it. He told me he was trying to reach out to me, but then I got to be a part of this film, and I'm so excited and so honored. And you tell a great story. You don't even always have to use words. Your visual, the way you tell a story is so exciting and so cool, and I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was just happy Clarence called me. Because when I saw his name, I'm thinking, okay. And then I met Clarence, and Clarence said that happens to him all the time. But nonetheless, it was a pleasure to work with him. It gave me some opportunity to expand. And with Jalil working with him, both of us being Marines, so we fell in cahoots together and was able to do our thing together. It was really exciting working with the whole cast and crew. So thank you very much.
Well, again, my name is Frankie. Actually, Clarence reached out and touched someone. I picked up. I said, "Yeah, what do you need, boss man? Show up, do the scene, you got it." So I technically took some real life drama adhered to in life that I've gone through in the city. I grew up in Jersey, and I brought it to his production team, and I helped him create the character that he wanted. But let me tell you, it was a lot more blood than what you've seen on that screen coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, he had to spit up a lot, I remember.
All right, we'd like to open it up to the audience for some questions.
And you this week.
Vaya.
I want to say thank you to Clarence because I've known Clarence for almost 20 years now. He gave me and my son the opportunity to be in a film together for the first time.
Awesome.
And it makes me emotional because it means a lot to me. You know, me, my son is 21 years old. I'm 40 years old. I had him at a very young age. We do a lot of things together. Clarence opened up this door for us, and it's the beginning to something very beautiful for myself and the path for my son as well as an actor. Thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely, man.
Quickly, I have to say this. Boy, do those guys give a good shower.
If I edited that would have been like 5 minutes long. But the editor decided that it needed to be quicker. Yes.
And where was the film shot?
It was all Philly. I scouted everything. It was all Philly. The encampment was interesting because the rental house was right across the street to the right. And so I spotted this sort of lot that was for rent, and it just worked out. And the light bulb was so amazing. They let us use their place for holding and all this kind of stuff. It was great. The house we found on Airbnb, we begged them. Kristen did her job there.
You brought the pole.
Brought the pole.
Add that production value, you know?
Yeah. And
Well
yeah.
done.
Our house.
Oh, Yeah. So the crack house, the basement, all of that was a house that we renovated and now live in. So that's how I found that location.
So you got some free labor out of it at some point in time.
And we actually live in it. Yeah. And we got free labor, some demolishing.
I will always be able to tell people I helped Clarence build his house.
Any other audience questions? We have time for a few.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned, you took the two stories and put them together, and you mentioned the show don't tell, which the movie was definitely a little bit more in the show don't tell direction. Was that a conscious thing as you were putting these two stories together? Did you think about? Yeah.
Totally. So the first idea for this was just to live with Jalil and you go into this world and you just watch it. And there was a film, is it Michael Madsen? Is that the Danish actor? He does a film in a plane crash where he doesn't speak. I mean, honestly, it's probably an hour. And that was sort of inspiring to me for this. Because I was into it the whole time, and it wasn't until the other helicopter crash that you hear him speak for the first time. Yeah. And so that's how that kind of came into play. But then you start getting like stuff from your wife who says like, "Oh, I don't know if that's going to be interesting," or like, you start bringing some more stuff into it, and then I just started thinking, man, I've been wanting to tell this story from a music video. Like I pitched it a couple different times, and I'm surprised no one took it because it was actually a good concept. But so I wanted this world, and I've always been interested in Hugh Hefner, and like a lot of Jeff's character is definitely Hugh Hefner mixed with that Anna Nicole Smith with a guy in a wheelchair. I never understood. I mean, I do understand it sort of, but so I took those characters, and that's how Jeff was created. Cool. And here we are. And the original name was 10 of them, but then it just made sense as Destiny as she came along. So, yeah.
It was a nice play on the Destiny.
Thank you.
Main character got as well. Very well.
I take a lot of credit for that. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
That asks all the questions. Bella, did you train on the pole for the movie, or because you were so athletic? I mean, it really takes a lot of athleticism.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it really does. I was a dancer my whole life, so I bought a pole for our house upstate, and it's been my form of exercise for the last few years. I didn't do any specific training for this movie, but I don't know. I'd like to think Clarence had me in mind when incorporating it into the script. I should have done more training. I'm feeling like I could have done some. Nowadays, I could do way more stuff. But
Yo, you did amazing.
Dawn, it was that birthday party. I don't remember whose birthday party it was.
Christy's.
It was Christy's, and then we started following each other on Instagram, and she posts like the pole stuff, and it was easy. It was an easy, yeah.
So I guess before we wrap up, I just want to know what's next for this film. We have to.
We've been accepted in another festival. We're hopefully keep going with that. It's a bit of a weird film. Like Jalil said, there's there's more layers to it than I think you're just seeing. There's especially in his character. And I think maybe it's going over some people's heads a little bit, but that's that. And we're just going to keep pushing this film along. And I don't know. I don't even care if it lands on YouTube. I'll get more views.
So well, best of luck. Let's give another round. Yeah!